Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Disney Travel Podcast with the latest Disney travel news. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Braddock. And today, Bay Lake Resort boats are back with a catch, and the villas at Disneyland Hotel are now open.
Yes, it's been a long time since these boats have not been running, and some people thought they'd never come back. But we had faith, and we believed in the cast members who told us even during COVID that they would be back, why they were delayed. And now they are back as of this week.
As of right now.
Yes, as of this week, right now that we're doing this, you can once again travel across Bay Lake between Disney's Contemporary Resort, Wilderness Lodge, and Fort Wilderness on the classic Blue Flag boat route. I've really missed this because, you could let's say you want to go to Hoop-de-Doo or you want to go to the campfire show at Fort Wilderness. You either have to take a bus, or if you're staying at a monorail resort even, you got to go to the Magic Kingdom and get on the boat there. So it is convenient if you're at the Contemporary or other places just to be able to hop on this little triangle of boats.
It takes long enough once these boats actually are running to have to do it without these boats. It was a little bit of a nightmare. So we're very pleased that they're back.
It's true. Even when of course we grew up, I did, on the Bay Lake Resort area. And, these boats have been a staple since 1971. In fact, these are the original boats. So it's great to see them back. They've been running for a long time, so kudos to the Disney mechanics that keep these engines running. But there is a catch that may have been lost in some stories. It's sort of interesting.
They don't run until 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Every day.
They do not start until 3 p.m. daily. So it's really sort of made for dinner reservations or the campfire show in a way. So
I guess they know when the most traffic on these boats is, and they're probably working around that, giving you enough time to get to your dinner reservation. But it's just interesting that if you want to go earlier in the day, then
if you're staying at Fort Wilderness, or you're staying at Wilderness Lodge, or even the Contemporary, and you want to hotel hop or resort hop for lunch, you cannot take these boats. And it's a long way around to have to go to the Magic Kingdom and get in those big crowds to get back. So sort of half good news, but better than no news.
I wonder how late they're running.
They'll, whatever boats usually run to. They didn't give a late time, so I'm suppose they'll end when the boats end, whenever that is, late night. And they might end a bit earlier than the Magic Kingdom boats.
Watch them be like, all right, everyone, our boats run from 3 to 5. Good luck getting to your reservations, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know if they'll have plans to start them earlier or not, but you know what? We sometimes go in the morning, but usually...
That's true. It also might be just a staggered reopening.
The thing for us that might not be great, where we would still have to go to Magic Kingdom, is when we like to go horseback riding, for example, at Fort Wilderness. I like to do that in the morning, one of the earlier ones, like 10 or 11 or even earlier if you can, especially if it's in the summer and it's going to get super hot, even though the horseback trail rides are in the trees. So you'll have to go to the Magic Kingdom boat launch if you want to do that.
Yeah, the trees do not protect from the Florida heat, so there are definitely some activities in Fort Wilderness, even other than horseback riding, that might require you to get there in the morning.
Yeah, so if you want lunch or archery or horseback riding or something at Fort Wilderness, you will have to take the boat or the bus from the Magic Kingdom if it's before 3 p.m. And otherwise, for dinner, for Hoop-de-Doo and thing. That's when the most crowds go to Fort Wilderness, for example. And you'll be able to now take the boat, so that's great news. Happy to see it back, and even just for nostalgia. That was it. That was one of the original runs. Used to have Treasure Island, later named Discovery Island, in there as well. So anyway, Blue Flag boats are back, and we are very happy for that. And then in other news this week, sort of playing on a little bit of the story we were talking about last week.
Yes, Disney is continuing its escapade with the Disneyland Hotel Villas, which are now open as Disney Vacation Club's 16th property.
Yep, this is the 4th tower at that hotel. And again, just sort of like the boats, there are a couple of interesting twists here. So let's talk about this for a moment. So first of all, are there going to be any hotels built anywhere in North America on Disney properties that are not DVC? It's very, very interesting, right? There's no talk about it. This is
When
sort of
was
what...
the last one?
Oh,
Gotta
what
be
was
a
the last
while.
one? Has to be Coronado. I don't even know, really. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so DVC, as we sort of mentioned last week, is really taking the front seat with the keys, with the rooms they are
Yes.
building. And here we go again, Disneyland. It is good. Remember, even if you're not Disney Vacation Club member, you can stay at any Disney Vacation Club property if there are rooms available. So you can stay for cash at these hotels as well. So it is still more rooms, and maybe Disney's looking at it that way. But eventually, if they keep converting the regular hotels to Disney Vacation Club, as they've done at the Grand Floridian and the Polynesian so far, well, who knows what the future may hold. But
I would have to imagine they're losing money on these rooms. Does DVC make them more money?
it does, because we are Disney Vacation Club members, so we buy in. So the maintenance fees we pay every year pay for those properties. So Disney pays
That's
nothing,
true.
right? They don't have to pay for them. So it's way better for Disney if everyone owns their hotels for them, right? Like, so
Valid point.
essentially, I mean, that's simplifying it, but it's the way it is. But no matter how you look at this, first of all, if you're a Disney Vacation Club member, there's way more. It's Grand Californian was the only one. It's hard to get into
Yes, well.
because there's limited rooms. Now there's a whole bunch more rooms on 12 floors in this tower. So would you want to stay there?
It sounds great. Truly, I am more of a Grand Californian type person, but I do like the sounds of this tower. It's just the location.
Yeah,
It's its only drawback.
I've stayed in Disneyland Hotel, and I don't like that there's no balconies and things like that.
There's no balcony.
Yeah, I'm not sure about I can't remember. We watched the whole villa thing. I can't remember if they put balconies on the villas or not. But anyway, each tower at the hotel has a unique name. It's the
they're
fourth tower.
trying very hard to make it interesting. This one is the Discovery Tower.
Yeah, so we have Fantasy, Adventure, Frontier, sort of those early days, and now Discovery.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry, are they just naming these after lands in their other parks? Adventureland, Frontierland, Fantasyland, Discovery Island.
And Discovery, is that not what Epcot is now calling everything? I think it is.
Fantastic.
So there's 344 rooms.
I
in
can't
this
wait to
tower.
see Toontown Tower. That'll be coming soon.
Be coming soon, the fifth tower. And this sort of has the magic of Walt Disney animation themes. So, more rooms for DVC members, which is always a good thing. That's a lot of rooms, right? 344 rooms. And of course, you can get grand villas that sleep 12 and 2-bedroom villas and 1-bedroom villas and studios, and even those duos, which are even smaller than studios. They started at the Riviera. So something for everyone if you want to stay at Disneyland Hotel. Now, interestingly, they have a new pool.
Yes.
And they have a new pool bar.
Oh, I guess that's what you're more interested in.
Yeah, so the pool's called the Palette Pool, and the bar is called the Palm Breeze Bar, but it's not like Trader Sam's. It's sort of a poolside bar, right?
Yeah.
Like the beach bar at the Grand Floridian. But
That's set to open.
there is a bit of a twist if you're a DVC member buying into here.
So, compared to pools at some other DVC resorts, like Bay Lake Tower, all Disneyland Hotel guests can enjoy the new area, as well as the other 2 pool areas and the water slides at Disneyland Hotel.
So the DVC pool is not exclusive to DVC guests.
Do I like that?
At Bay Lake Tower, there's a little carded gate, and you need your key card to get into it to be a DVC member. But here, they're specifically saying, and maybe it's because everything is so compact and in close proximity at
Yeah, that's
Disneyland
fair
Hotel.
point.
I mean, it's right there. In fairness, the DVC guests are going to be able to use the very cool monorail slide in the main resort pool.
That's true. They do have a rather cool slide.
So with 344 rooms, as I'm just talking through this off the top of my head, I guess it makes sense in this case, because otherwise, if you allow DVC to use the other pools, which they always do, but the other guests can't use your pool, that monorail pool is going to be way too crowded.
Fair point.
So the Palette Pool, I think it's a quiet pool.
Personally,
Meaning no pool games and no music or
Yeah.
loud music.
they're not that they're less appealing, but they're not necessarily competing with the main pools. They're more of like extra area when the main pools are too crowded for people to go and relax.
Yeah, they didn't even build a new pool at the Grand Floridian when they built the main building. The beach pool was already there. Same thing at Wilderness Lodge, essentially. So sometimes they just add more rooms and then the pools get really crowded. So there you have it. Couple of news stories for this week.
I thought when you said there was a twist that initially I was like, oh, they're going to make it an open bar and everything's going to be free. That's a twist I would like to see, Disney.
Yeah, you'll never see that. That is one of your dreaming twists.
Unless they up the cost a lot for TVC, then maybe they'll do it.
Now, with the Blue Flag boats back, there's only one big glaring thing that is not reopened and has no timeline that I'm really waiting for.
The Sea Racers.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about that.
What were you talking about?
The Sea Racers and the Grand One Yacht.
Who cares?
I don't think the Sea Racers are coming back.
They're not coming back, and I want them back.
Because unlike the boats, I didn't hear anyone say no, but I heard cast members tell me, I asked cast members
they sold them.
Yeah, they did sell off the old ones just because the engines were gumming up during COVID. But I was talking about 1900 Park Fair.
Oh!
It's been closed at the Grand Floridian for ages.
I'm also excited about this.
I know they're renovating it, but when is that thing reopening? I mean, seriously, people, how long can it take? So we'll be back there not long from now, back in the mid-December for our Christmas stay at the Grand Floridian in our theme park club level room that we do every Christmas. And I'm hoping it might be open by then. So 1900 Park Fair is the 2 character-themed meals there. The morning is the supercalifragilistic breakfast featuring Mary Poppins, Winnie the Pooh, and others. And then dinner is Cinderella's.
Yes, fingers crossed because they are some of my favorites. So
and that room it was a little tired. So it'll be interesting to see what cast member told me in March when we were staying there that it looks great. So they've got to be close.
You call it tired. I call it authentic period-like.
Well, we'll see what it's like in the new setup.
I call it authentic Victorian.
So I'm hoping to hear some 1900 Park Fair news because we've got Victorian Albert's redone, Citrico's redone, Narcoossee's redone, nothing on the Grand Floridian Cafe redone.
Grand Floridian restaurants are really upping their game.
They've almost all been renoed, and this one is under renovation right now, but it's been under reno for an awful long time.
Let's reno the club level food.
So hoping for news on that coming. But right now, the Blue Flag boats are back, and there's more DVC at Disneyland. So all in all, it's all pretty good news, and we'll see how it all plays out. That's the news for this week. You are all caught up. Thank you, as always, for listening. Follow along on social media at 1923 Main Street. Check out our new shop as well. We try to make cool gear that's Disney-inspired, but not in your face. So Disney people get it, and other people just think it's a cool design.
It's because I have far too many t-shirts with Mickey's face on them.
So that's 1923mainstreet.com/shop. Check it out. And thanks for listening. We'll see you again next week, and have a magical day.
Bye-bye.